Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. My name is Cynthia, and today's topic we're going to discuss cancer, its effects before and after. I want to say to my grandmother, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Our other host, our other guest was Sharina. She is home, not feeling well. She apologized profusely. Told her it's okay. I thank her for even just taking the time to want to come on and discuss cancer. So without further ado, I'm going to let my grandmother explain to you what cancer she had, how it affected her, and how life is after that. I want to say my grandmother is 77 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because she always tell me look into the screen, y'all, and she not even looking into the screen. She looking to the phone. She always tell me every time the show is over, she'll call and say, "You didn't do this, or you didn't do this, or do this." And I thank her for that. And also, Granny, if I haven't told you, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my support system. Because of you and my mom, I'm able to do all the things and move around town as I do because I have a support system that I trust and I adore. And I thank you guys for being there for me since day one.
You are so welcome.
So, Granny,
Yes.
I remember when was it that you were diagnosed with cancer?
Back in 1910.
1910?
2010.
2010. So, I remember, I don't know if this was before or after, I remember a time when you were telling us that the doctor said you had to stop smoking. And I've never seen anybody stop smoking as quick as she did. I mean, it was almost instantly. She didn't do any patches. She didn't do any pills. I mean, it was just suddenly. And so, yeah, I commend you for that because, I hear people now say that they have to take the patch or they, taking all this other stuff to stop. But you just let me know at that point that your health was way more important than those cigarettes. And so, was that before or after you was told that you had cancer?
That was during the time, because before that I had a stroke.
Okay.
And then the doctor told me that it was better for me to quit smoking. And then they found out I had cancer. I had colon cancer. And then in 2010, I had to go to the hospital. And they operated on me. When they went in there to take the tumor out, they found out that they couldn't without moving 75% of my stomach. And then when it was moving up under my stomach, there was a tumor. So I had 2 operations in one day. Then I had to stay in the hospital for 3 months and 9 days before I came home. So when I came home, there's a whole lot of different things you had to do. You can't eat what you want. But when I came home, I was on the feeding tube for about 2 more months without any food, any water, or anything, just that feeding tube.
So prior to that, did you, so you said you had to have 75% of your cancer, having 75% of your stomach removed. I remember that like yesterday, but my question to you is, were you feeling any type of pain or anything in your stomach prior to that?
No, you just sore.
Okay. So you were sore, you knew it was something going on, but of course.
And I was started getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger.
So did the tumor? So when they removed the tumor, is that when they found the cancer?
No, when they found the cancer, the tumor was behind my stomach. When they took the stomach out,
Okay.
then they had to get another doctor because there was a tumor down up under behind there. And all my doctors, they had to be special.
Okay.
So then after I had that, everybody said I was going to have that bag on your side. But my doctor told me, he told me just trust in him, let him do what he had to do. And he was going to board that I had to have the bag. And so I don't have it.
So how long were you in the hospital? How many days?
3 months and 9 days.
3 months. And I was there every single day.
Every single day.
I was there every day. I remember it, like I said, like yesterday. And so you had 2 surgeries, you said, in one day, correct? And at one point, I can remember, you're nothing but a miracle. Because I can remember, I don't know what month it was when my mom would go up there, and you had stopped talking for one point. And they were actually in the process of
sending me to a nursing
sending you
home.
to a nursing home. Yeah. And so do you remember going in and out? Do you remember any parts of that?
No, 'cause it looked like to me I was asleep for about a week or so, and I had went down to 126 pounds. But now I'm back up to 148.
And that was 10 years ago. Wow.
But they don't want me to gain over 150 pounds. For my weight, I'm trying to command that, and for my age, they don't want me to do that. So most time, you have to change your diet.
That's true. That's where it
All
starts.
that fried stuff, you can't eat that. You have to mostly boil your food, bake your food, and you can't eat as much. Like me right now, my stomach is so small inside, Tella. I can't just sit down and just eat a full plate of food like people's. That's when I have to eat little. I have to eat 5 times a day, and that's gonna be from now on.
So do you feel, it's funny you said, because we were, prior to us coming here, I talked about how growing up, I remember, or even now, she bake all her food. And so, I guess that comes with,
Bake
she's
it up, boil
77
it.
years old. She walked in here and, I don't hear her complain about a lot of different elements. And we all know that the fried food is that grease and,
It clogs your inside.
your arteries, all that just messes you up. And so, I think now had I ate some of that food that you was cooking, I probably wouldn't be battling this stomach fat that I'm trying to get rid of. So, with that being said, you say you eat. So, have you changed your diet? Like prior to you having your stomach, 75% of your stomach removed, is there things that you didn't eat then that you eat now, or vice versa? Has your diet changed?
Before I had my surgery.
Yes.
Oh, I would just eat anything, didn't hamburger, hot dogs, anything. But now most of my food be boiled, baked, and not as much. You have a diet like, I go to the doctor when he tell me, don't eat this or eat that or don't. I'm stay on my diet.
So is there anything you don't eat? Or, like for instance, I know you boil food, but are you eating fried food now, or are you still doing boiled food?
I eat them both, but such a little, they don't take you all the way off of it.
Okay.
But you get a certain amount. You should know. When the doctor tell you eat this and that, because see, I used to, when I first got surgery, I had to weigh my food.
Okay.
You have so many ounces that you could eat. But now, I done got so that when I eat, look like when I eat so much, I can't take anymore. It just, you look like you be too full.
Okay.
So you eat a little bit, then about another hour and a half, you feel hungry.
Okay.
So you go and eat about two tablespoonfuls, you fill up. So that's the way I have to eat. I have to have 5 meals a day.
So that's the same with with beverages. I guess you can't consume a lot of drinks as well either, because by you having a smaller stomach,
No.
you fill up real quick.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. So at 77 years old, are there any other elements that you have?
High blood pressure.
High blood pressure? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like to think that. And it's funny because I think the food that we have now is way more potent than, back then. Because I hear guys say y'all used to eat hog maw and chitlins and, what's that my son always talk about?
Oxtail.
Oxtails. 11 years old, to me he eat oxtails. And that's because of my grandma. Oxtails and all that stuff, so the food back then, I guess, wasn't as potent as it is.
It ain't like it is now. They shooting the thing this food for you to eat, but it's not good for you.
Wow.
See, down there we could go out in the garden and just pull up your greens, and up here they gonna wash your greens and spray it with different stuff. Down there you was eating the right food. It wasn't as much sickness now, but look, more kids is sick now than grown-ups.
You're absolutely right. And then some of these kids look like they 12 and 13 look like they 22. Mm-hmm. But that's, because of the stuff that's in the food.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so, do you do any type of exercises, or, how do you stay up? How do you stay
Well, I
strong?
exercise at home, and then I have to go to the what you call once a month for exercise.
Okay.
I got to go the 24th of this month.
So do you take any vitamins or?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The
What kind
one
of?
a day vitamins.
Okay. So she boiled up food, y'all. First of all, she's 77 years old. How long have you been cancer free?
10 years, thank God.
Thank God. So she's 77 years old, 10 years cancer free. She boiled all her food. She eat certain meals a day. I mean, she eat in portions. You said 5 portions a day, right? She eat about 5 portions a day. She only has high blood pressure. What else?
And all before that, I done had a stroke, and I come through that.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that. We were sitting over at your sister's house. Yeah, and so that's a testimony because you see some folks 20, 19 and look like they 50.
On cane, I can walk around without a cane.
It's and she so full of energy, y'all. When I drop my son off over there, every morning at I ain't gonna say the time. Every morning she greeting him at the door. Whenever time I pick him up, she walking him to the door, and he not gonna leave that house until she meet him at the door. I had called him mother that say, son, come on, you taking all day with you? Come on. He said, Granny ain't up yet. Granny ain't up yet. So she full of energy.
I had to get more time to get my coffee.
So she got 2 grandkids.
I'm
sorry, 2 great grands. She got Donna J. How old Donna J is?
I got 3 great grands.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Arshanae, Donna J, and Devon.
I forgot about Arshanae, and I only forgot about her is because we don't see her too often. So Arshanae, come on over and say hi. We miss you. How old is Donna J?
He's 8.
Donna J is 8, and my son is 12, and so she care for both of them. She baby them, and it's so funny. Once anytime my son gets sick, Granny right there with him. Now I went over there one day, y'all. She was putting pad on his back. She was putting pad on his back, and she got my grandson. Listen to me. She got my son drinking coffee, and y'all heard me say that he talking about he wanted some. What was that again? Some oxtails. I ain't even had no oxtails, and that's all he told me. I want some oxtails, and so she full of life. How many kids you got, Granny?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids?
4 grandkids.
4 kids and 4 grandkids.
3 great grands.
3 great grands. So as y'all see, she is definitely the backbone. She keeps me going because I'm like, I pray that once I get to 77, I still have half of the energy that she got. Because like I said, with this food and not exercising and just. We got to do better.
One thing you got to do, you got to stay on your knees and pray, though. You got
Absolutely.
to pray. You can't walk around here and think you're going to be doing this. You got to pray and give God thanks for it.
Yeah, we don't miss church. And she on the motherboard at church, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So, definitely put God first. Take care of yourself. And, he'll work it out. So, another question for you, Granny. Mm-hmm. So, do you have to see a doctor so many times a year?
Every 3 months.
Every 3 months? Okay. Mm-hmm. And so the last time you went to the doctor, everything is okay?
Okay. But that's just appointment time, just you go every 3 months and just check and see is everything okay. And let's go to the gym once a month. So
you don't have to have any you don't have like any special appointments to where they re-examine you?
Oh, no.
Wow, that's a blessing. Mm-mm. That's a blessing. Yeah, that's a blessing. My other guest, Sharina, who she's at home sick, and we're definitely praying for you, Sharina. She's so resilient. I think she's about my age. No, she older than me. She way older than me. We went to school together, but she old. I'm young. But she she pretty much her journey is on Facebook, and she's in and out of the hospital, and I just tilt my head to her because at her age, she has 2 young children, not young, but she have 2 boys that she tend to, and she does an amazing job with them. She's an entrepreneur. In spite of I was just laughing. We were talking last week. She went on a cruise. I haven't even been on a cruise yet, but I haven't been because I'm afraid of hydrophobic. I think that's the word. I can't do large bodies of water. And she was telling me, oh, it's nice, and she took all these pictures, just enjoying life. And I think that's how it should be. If you can see someone who's battling whatever it is they're battling and still being resilient, still, getting out enjoying life, it just gives me the strength, the courage the mindset and the willpower to keep on going, because so often sometimes we'll get distracted, we'll get discouraged, and I think the easiest thing to do is to let your mind go. And once you let your mind go, your body will follow. I was telling my mom this the other day. I thank God that she did a full turnaround. I was explaining to her in the process of her not being able to walk. I was telling her, Mom, you gotta stay positive. You gotta, stay focused. You gotta, distant. You gotta do this, because I know, again, like I said, once the mind is gone, everything else, it's a domino effect.
Just follow right on behind it.
Lord behold, I walked over there one day and she came to the door. I could have passed out. I'm like, oh, look at my mom. I'm so happy. And so after talking to her, it was mental. She told me that she thought that after she did the surgery, she was going to snap back to, her normal state, and didn't realize that, anytime you go through any procedure, there's a process, and so once she got that in her mental, she did a 360. So she's not sitting in a wheelchair no more. She about ready to go to church, and I'm just overjoyed that she didn't allow her mental to, or didn't allow the devil to come in and take over her, to where she'd probably still be in the chair. So, Granny, it's funny because even with that being said, you and my mom, you guys live together, and you guys are like Bonnie and Clyde. I thank God for you guys. You guys help each other. I can remember there hasn't been a time where Davion, my son, was in the hospital. You guys came and you sat and you allowed me to move around. You guys allowed me to. So, I just thank God for, my resilience, for you guys' resilient. And you guys are definitely my backbone. You too, Kat. Kat out there watching. My auntie Kat. Kat's a big. No, she's not. She's probably somewhere watching. But Kat's a big help. She likes to hang out with me, and I just thank God that she sees something in me to where she wants to be around, and she helped her mom out and helped her sister out. So we're just a little happy family, and in spite of adversaries and whatever the devil may try to throw our way, we always seen a snap back. We got each other back, and we move accordingly. And so, Granny, another thing for you. So I had you and my mom on, I think last year. And I think I had you guys on. I think y'all talked about parenting, right? Yeah, y'all talked about parenting. So, with that being said, again, like I said, Sharina, I tilt my hat to her, because I think I told you about her, right? Yeah, because she's an amazing mom.
Yeah.
I get tired, and so and I'd like to think I'm okay, and so I called her and she's like, oh, I'm not feeling well. I told her, don't worry about it. You got to take care of yourself. And so I'm going to give her a call after the show. And definitely have to bring her on, because she's definitely got an amazing story. Not only does cancer affect her, it affects one of her
the whole
children.
Family.
Well, her son.
I mean, when you got cancer, you're the one got it, but when your people see what you're going through with, that affects the whole family.
Absolutely.
I know, I've been there, but God brought me back. And my family.
Wow. So Sharina, I think her son is 10 or 11 or something, and so he has cancer as well. And so he's he's an amazing young man, and soft spoken, real laid back. So Sharina, we're praying for you. I'll give you a call. Hope you feel better.
Oh yes.
And like you said, Granny, when one is sick, it definitely affects the whole family, because it's an emotional state of being. And like you said, when you were in the hospital, you didn't remember. Is that what you said? You were in there for 3 months and you didn't remember being in the hospital.
Not all the time.
Excuse me. Not all the time. Wow. Okay, so when you were, when you did come to, did you did you know that we were there, or could you hear us, or?
I could hear you before I could see you.
Wow. Okay.
I know your voice. I know your voice, but to me, it looked like I was talking to you, but I wasn't saying nothing.
Yeah. At one point, you had like literally stopped talking. Like I was like, "Oh no, this cannot be life. This can't be life." And so, it's funny because I tell this story. Kat and my mom, when my grandmother, when the doctors came over and was telling us that we had to, we should consider putting her in a nursing home. They brought the papers over, and I'm looking at my mom. We looking at each other. I'm like, really? And so I told my grandmother, I said, Granny, now if you go to the nursing home, they're gonna take your check. And when I said that, y'all, I promise y'all, when I said that, it looked like something in her just snapped. And from that day forward, the 360 kicked in. So I don't know what it was, or if it was something that she was thinking about, or something that she had heard. But the Lord brought her back around, and we're definitely grateful for that. So I say to anyone out there that's battling whatever it is, like she said, if you keep God first.
Oh yes.
Things will definitely turn around for you. We can't do this thing on our own, and it's so important to have a support system. And I thank God profusely for my support system, because it's hard, already just living in Chicago, just living, period. And when you don't have the support and the right support, or even the right people around you, it can be just that much hard and difficult.
Yes, it is.
So again, I thank my support system for continuously being there for me. Granny, is there anybody you want to say thank you to, or shout out to, or you want to give the viewers some words of encouragement?
I want to say hi to my sister, 'cause we've been through the same thing.
We got to get her on.
And
So I'm
to
ready.
my family. And Cynt, you don't have to say it, but we're going to stay in your corner.
I appreciate that.
And my daughter at home, and my daughter out there, she's watching the TV. And the young lady was supposed to be in here. I'm with you. I'm praying for you.
Well, as always, I want to thank CAN TV for giving me this platform to express myself. My son, for his resilience, he's in and out of the hospital.
Oh, yes.
So, I thank God for his strength. He gives me strength, for, of course, my mom and just my circle. I don't have to go saying names because I'll forget somebody, but, the people know who it is that I rock with. So, next week, Valentine's Day is approaching, so February is, I like to call it the love month. And so next week we'll be discussing, the title will be Love Shouldn't Hurt. Again, love shouldn't hurt. So I got an amazing interviewee that's going to talk about that. And thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. So until then, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you.